James, we're back again.
Yes.
The last time we were here, we were in this lovely bit of a new yard you had that you're actually stood on now, but we were doing the lockdown, the first lockdown show that we did, and you were very keen to promote a newish tyre to you at that time called See It. A little bit of time has passed, you're leaning up against a good blue machine, which always makes me happy, James. And we asked you what tyres you would recommend for this older tractor that we've bought, but as we've brought her into the fleet as a workhorse. So what have you put on her?
So we've furnished out this blue lady with a set of 65 series See It. See It, probably not that many people know a lot about See It. See It, originally an Italian company, now producing tyres in India, making this tyre. We're selling it approximately 4 years now, and it's been doing very well.
It's a tyre that we're starting to see a lot more of when I'm in round, say, dealerships or wherever. You see a lot of not a lot of, you know, you're starting to see them on tractors, which I suppose, as you say, if you're the likes of yourself only been selling them 4 years, they'll really only be getting out and about there now in this part of the world.
Yeah, well, we're selling them right across Ireland, and I suppose I haven't really seen any back in yet, worn out yet, so they're, you know, at this stage, the things that I would say about them are the reports that we're getting back are very smooth on the roads, and durability looks very good. So for that middle market brand, it's doing very well.
And is that where you pitch this tyre, middle market?
Yeah, I would say, and around that medium end market. They do a fantastic range, and now bringing in IF tyres, VF tyres, and all the flotation tyres, and very pleasing to the eye, which is always a good start.
Yeah, well, I have to say that straight away. Just watching this 7060 getting turned around, we won't mention what was on before, but watching it getting turned around, I would say those tyres there probably have a nicer looking stance to my eye, but then a new tyre always will look good.
Yeah, it always helps the look of a tractor, and it ticks everything for a blue one.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, she's going off to the paint shop now, and she's going to get tidied up. James will put a new sticker on her, and or two, and we'll bring it. We'll bring her back someday, and you can eat your words, huh?
So let's see.
We did line it as well. We did notice in the tyres coming off, James, and that's something you as a company here have always promoted, checking the wheel alignment of your tyres. Now, she was out, I'm going to say, somewhere along the line of 5 to 6 degrees, I think she was out, but you could see in the tyres coming off how she'd ate down the outside edge. Is that still something you promote guys to get checked in their tractors?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring David in there for this, and he'll tell you more about the alignment situation.
So David, you lined her up there for us. Was she bad?
It's only out about 5 mil, which is not too bad. Typical New Holland, really.
Is that where you would see a New Holland coming in about 5 mil out?
It would, yeah. Really, New Hollands, you can only adjust them 5 mil at a time, so you have to, she's welded this side, the track rod end at this side here.
Yes.
You have to unbolt the track rod end at that side, lift the whole bar out, and you can only adjust her a full turn, which is about 5 mil. So unfortunately, you just have to get them as close as possible.
But if I'm not being smart, if she was 5 mil out and you got it one turn, she can't be far away now then.
She can't be far away. No,
yes,
she's bang on there now.
Are they all like that, or is that a bit of a New Holland issue?
It just depends, you know. I wouldn't say it's a New Holland issue, just...
But I mean for adjusting them or other makes?
New Holland and case are that same 1 bar system along the front of the axle. Massey, John Deere, you could adjust them 0.5 mil if you wanted.
But because you were saying to me you like to leave them sort of 1 mil, like...
I like them just cambered out slightly, 1 mil, to allow for the camber of the road.
Well, I understand, Raz. A New Holland's very definitive. It's 5 mil increments,
yeah.
or a case for one of that. But you could see out in the tyre that come off. You know, we're saying this. You know, someone will ask the question, well, is 5 mil? Does it mean much? Well, we don't know the history of that tractor. We can only assume the tyres that were on that tractor were the tyres that have been on it since new, but you could see the outside edge was well wore away now compared to the rest. The rest of that front tyre had a lot of life left on it. So, you know, I don't know what that is in percentages, but for me, for the sake of getting it lined, it's bound to be value for money.
If you're driving a lot of wee roads, that tyre's always going to wear that wee bit extra on that side. Your tyre was well wore, that 5mm will hopefully help this new set of tyres.
I hope so too.
There's also the fuel issue as well. You know, whenever your tractor's 5mm out, if you can imagine, and a lot of these tractors nowadays are driving for 5, 10, 15, 20 miles, and if you're towing out 5mm, you can imagine going up the road pushing the tyres, the extra fuel that it uses.
Absolutely. Well, James, just coming back to you now, how has this year been as we're coming out of COVID for JB Tyres? Has it been a good year, middling year, or terrible year?
I suppose we feel very blessed in being involved in the agriculture sector, which has remained quite constant through this whole COVID-19 situation, and we've been very busy. Farming in general has stayed constant, and I feel our customers are doing okay and they're earning a few quid, and conditions have been good this year, and they've had a good harvest, and we like to see that. And next year, sure, we'll sell them lots of tyres.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. If it's a real good year, maybe guys would get a little bit of extra life out of tyres, but that doesn't particularly annoy you because there's always the wet time's never far away here.
Yeah, we've had a very busy year, and now it's looking towards next year, and stock may be an issue for next year. World demand is well up in original equipment sector, and so that's drawn away from our sales with tyres.
Business now, you're well established and set up, is it Lusk?
Yeah, aye, that's a distribution area for us, and a lot of seeds going out of there. We also have our other brands, Michelin and Kleber, available for there. It's a big arable area, and then it stretches, gives us reach into the rest of the southern parts of.
And that move has worked well for you, because I do remember a good few years ago when we were about, you were contemplating and looking at it, and then from looking at it to starting it to it must be established, what, 2 or 3 years now?
Yeah, it's up and running 3 years, and Ed and Earl are the main movers down there, and they're doing a great job. I've got a availability in stock sitting there where people come in and uplift, and also then to distribute out from there. Do a wee bit of fitting there too.
Yep. Well, how is some of the bigger companies, because you mentioned Michelin there, and I just know from chatting to manufacturers, they're just saying there must be Michelin, some of these big companies like Michelin must be under fair pressure now getting new tyres on the ground. Maybe you're not seeing that just yet because I suppose you're more in the retail side.
Yeah, well, the problem we have there is Michelin are tied in and to supply X amount of percentage of tyres to a company like John Deere, JCB, whoever, and as their production goes up, then they have to up their commitment to them, and they have to, otherwise it's very expensive. So that puts a real strain on supply to ourselves.
Yeah. Well, look, James, thank you very much for getting them sorted. We couldn't resist the opportunity to have a wee interview with you. We did look at the seat the last time Gary and I were here. We thought they looked like a grand tyre. Delighted to have a set on, and hopefully now that she's lined, let's be able to be fit to show the tyre off and in the right light. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Good to have you along, and I'd love to hear some feedback on the smoothness of them and the grip and all the rest at a later stage.
100%. Thank you, James.